Okay, pupils, we are on this Year 6 Academy Stars Workbook on page 49. We are on Unit 5 and then Lesson 2, Reading Comprehension. Activity 1, read the story on pupils' book, pages 60 to 61. Then number the sentences in order. So later I will play the audio of the text. So this is it. A trip to remember. So this is page 60 of your textbook. So page 60. So now I'll play the audio.
Book 1.22 Unit 5 Lesson 1 Activity 2
A trip to remember. Abby was playing a virtual tennis game on her tablet. "Why don't you go and play tennis outside?" suggested Grandma. "Why would I go outside?" replied Abby. "Virtual tennis is just as good as real tennis." "Ha!" said Grandma. "I prefer playing tennis outside. Fresh air is important, and we won't have it forever." "Oh, Grandma," laughed Abby. "Of course we will." The next day was Abby's birthday. She ran outside to Grandma's workshop. It was full of wonderful inventions: a flying trumpet, a musical pen, and a robot window cleaner. "Happy birthday," said Grandma as she hugged Abby. "Wait there and I'll get your present. Be careful though. Remember not to touch anything." Abby looked around the workshop at all the new inventions. Then she noticed an old sheet in the corner. She lifted the sheet and found an old-fashioned purple bike underneath it. This bike isn't as interesting as Grandma's other inventions," she thought. She got on the bike and started to pedal forwards. Suddenly, Abby and the bike were lifted into the air. Abby opened her eyes and realised that she was in the town centre, but everything looked different. All around her there were tall glass skyscrapers with flying cars whizzing past. "Oh my goodness! I'm in the future!" she exclaimed, looking at the old bike in surprise. Then she noticed a robot cleaning the street nearby. "Where is all the grass? Where are all the trees?" she asked the robot.
"What is grass?"
asked the robot.
"What are trees?"
Abby looked around. The sky was grey and the air felt polluted. She couldn't see any birds or animals anywhere. In fact, the streets were empty. Why weren't there any children playing outside? "I don't like it here," she said unhappily. "I want to go home." Abby knew what she had to do. She jumped onto the bike and pedalled backwards. Abby opened her eyes and saw that she was back in Grandma's workshop. "There you are," said Grandma. "I was looking for you." Abby got off the bike and hugged her Grandma. "Here's your present," said Grandma. Abby opened it. It was a new time travel game for her tablet. "Thanks, Grandma," said Abby. "It's fantastic. I can't wait to play it later. But first, can we go outside and play tennis?" Grandma smiled. "Of course we can." Real tennis is just as good as virtual tennis, she said, laughing.
So now we will need to number the sentence in order. So given answer number 1 is F. So Abby was playing a virtual tennis game. So this is number 1. And then number 2 is H. Grandma suggested playing tennis outside. So this is number 2. And then number 3, Abby went into grandma's workshop. And then number 4 is G. She found an old-fashioned bike and rode it into the future. So this is number 4. And then number 5 is C. Abby didn't like what she saw in the future. And then number 6 is B. She rode the bike back in time to the present. So this is number 6. And number 7 is E. Grandma gave Abby a game for a birthday present. So this is number 7. And then finally is D. They went outside to play tennis. So next we look at activity 2 here. So in what ways is the future that Abby sees different? Write 3 more sentences. So given number 1, there are lots of skyscrapers and flying cars. So maybe you need to revise the text. So this is it. So as you can see here, there are lots of skyscrapers and flying cars. So it's somewhere around here in the text. So skyscrapers and flying cars. So maybe later for sentence number, the second sentence, maybe you need to say something about the robot, and then about the children outside, and then maybe about the fresh air. So the fresh air is something, so it's something around here. The air felt polluted. So now I will give the suggested answer. So number 2, maybe you can state it. So I maximize it a bit. So you can say for the second sentence, so robots will be able to clean the streets. And number 3, Abby doesn't like the future because there aren't any children outside. So minimize it again so that you can see it. There aren't any children outside. And then the fourth sentence, maybe you can say Abby learned that fresh air is important. And next we go to working with words. Number 3. Number 3, complete the table. Make new words by adding hyphen full or hyphen less. So adding full or less. So as you can see here, so this is not applicable for this word here. So taste and home. So there's no tasteful or homeful. So number 1 already given answer, careful and careless. And next, this is tasteless. And then homeless, fearful, fearless, colorful, and then we have colorless, and then powerful, powerless. Next we go to activity 4. So I maximize it a bit. Activity 4. Complete the sentences with words from activity 3. So number 1, this pizza doesn't have any flavor. It is tasteless. Number 2, he is the fastest runner in the country. His legs are very powerful. Number 3, that poor man doesn't have anywhere to live. He is homeless. And number 4, he isn't scared of anything. He is fearless. And then number 5, what a nice picture. The red and orange flowers are very colorful. So note that this color we have U here. So because this is British English, so if American English, we don't have this U here. So colorful. And number 6, I made a lot of mistakes because I was very careless. So that's it for today. So this is Year 6 Academy Stars Workbook. We are on page 49 and Unit 5. So that's it for today. So if you're okay, you can subscribe here. And then you can also consume the related contents here. And then right below this video, there's a link. You can click it. You can join my Telegram robot that I downloaded for free.